Whew. Happy weekend. I hope you're doing all right. This is Raymantic, the Thought Provoker. You know, I'm going to start my series again. Man-child to manhood. What your mama didn't teach you and your daddy didn't show you. Appreciate you joining. Happy weekend to you. It is a blustering 103 degrees here in Dallas, Texas. And, I thought I'd take some time out. Hey, what's going on, Turkey? Save me some dressing. It's good to see you. I thought I would take this time out while I'm in some nice, cool air condition, because it's 103 in Dallas. And I'm going to talk about something that I taught on once before. It was man-child to manhood. What your mama didn't teach you and your daddy didn't show you. Woo! Okay, it's hot in Arkansas. Man, we are in the heart of America. And it is hot. Make sure you drink your H2O. Okay? Most definitely. Woo! Shoot. Hey guys, some men, Turkey is hot too. How hot is it in Turkey? Is it a roasted turkey? I'm sorry. I know that was corny. But sometimes we need to know who we're dealing with. Sometimes we need to... It is hot. Last year, it got up to 165 in Iran. It broke the world record, 165 degrees. My God, what do you do? Where do you go? Sometimes we need to know who we're dealing with, whether it's a husband, a son, boyfriend, a co-worker, if it's a male counterpart, certain things about us that either we don't share with other people or we think it's just us and we don't know how to deal or cope with certain things. Because when you think it's just you, then you keep it to yourself, because if you're having an issue, understand it didn't start with you. And there's certain things that we need to know as men. There's certain things that women need to know about men. Some women are single parents and you're raising young men, the best that you can. And there's certain things that you need to know that a male counterpart would be able to identify or instruct that young man. Okay? I said, will the real man, will God's man please stand up? Because I can guarantee there wouldn't be as many issues in the black community if God's man got from behind the pulpit, got from behind the desk, got from behind the TV, came from behind the strip clubs, came from behind, self-centeredness, egotist, the ego, the pride. There wouldn't be as many issues. See, a realtor could attest. See, if a house is abandoned and broken down and the windows are knocked out and the grass is high and, it doesn't look like any residents are living there, eventually they'll condemn the building and knock down the building and replace it with something new. See, the idea, it's nighttime in Turkey. Oh, okay. Well, I hope it's not too late. Well, though it's not right, I always say perception isn't reality. Perception is prejudice. Because if you see a person not looking like you or talking like you or acting like you, then you're going to have a prejudice cognitive thought of that individual. Though it's natural, but it doesn't make it right. See, my friend in Turkey, he has cultures and ideas and styles that we in America can't relate to. We can't relate to certain things in certain countries and certain areas and certain neighborhoods. So we put down what we don't understand. And the reason that many white Americans don't understand Black America is because of the isolation and prejudgment. So all they see is high grass, they see broken windows, they see abandonment. Therefore, if no one is doing anything about it, we may as well condemn it and get rid of it. But the devil is a lie. Will God's man please stand up? See, this is too deep. I'm in the middle of a mall right now. This is just too deep for a Saturday afternoon. I'm just always wired for a word. And, sometimes people just don't understand your passion for people and your passion for change. See, the worst thing that you could do is ask God for insight or enlightenment, because he'll show you everything around you, and now you're responsible for everything that you see and everything that needs to be done. It's a blessing and it's a blessing. I'm not going to call it a curse, but it's a blessing and a responsibility. Okay? So we have to change the mentality, at least of the men that view the scope, at least the men that are in your house, at least the men that are in your neighborhood. It only takes one. See, everybody's waiting on the next man to do what they're supposed to do. No one's taking responsibility nor accountability. No one's taking accountability or responsibility for the mayhem and the chaos that's going on rampant in Black society. So the kids are doing what they know to do. They're rioting, protesting, burning stuff, just acting a plumb fool because of the lack of leadership. Where there's no leadership, the sheep will scatter. Everybody's doing whatever they think needs to be done, or their ideal of resolving issues. Will God's man please stand up so that God's woman could sit down? She's tired. This scope is primarily for men. Though the Black woman won't admit it, she's tired. She got to cook, clean, work, take care of the kids, take care of the house, take care of bills, and then deal with all the other extra stuff. Will God's man please stand up? Not just stand up, but stand out. Okay? Not for self-righteous sake, but for the sake of the man or the boys that are coming behind you. This is my passion, When you have a passion for something, it doesn't matter if you have a platform. You'll make the middle of a mall your platform. See, you give a man a platform and you'll watch him take a stand. You as women, I implore you to to praise and appreciate the men that are trying to do what little bit they know to do. Okay? The last place that we need to go is to, I hate to make this a race thing, but the last thing we need to do is go to another race for encouragement. You know, I guess this is like a freestyle Saturday. I guess I'm a little sensitive right now because I was invited to a Black Lives Matter protest, and these kids are out of control, disrespecting police officers. They don't know that these officers, they have pictures of them. They know where they live. When you're protesting and you're showing your face and showing your ass, you're making yourself a target. Okay? See, this is what dads would tell you. When they're protesting, like in Turkey, those protesters in Turkey, maybe 3 weeks ago, they tried to overthrow the government. Now, Turkey, my friend right here, they're in a state of emergency. They have martial law. They have to be in the house at a certain time. The entire country. And those that were protesting, they arrested thousands of people. The last time that happened in Turkey, hundreds of thousands of people came up missing. There's a way to go about showing disagreement. Okay? Remember, we talked about this before, and it applies in different areas of your life. You gotta prioritize. You gotta organize. Then you could think about mobilizing. But before you mobilize and doing anything, you must count up the cost of the consequences. Or, do you have a will? Okay, so you want to go out there and protest, right? Do you have a will? Do you have a life insurance plan? Okay. There's some things that you just don't even think about. Do you have bail money? I'm talking just the practical things. And my friend right here, he knows what I'm talking about. Okay? See, a real man makes decisions and lives with the consequences. A real man, oh, you're sleepy? I know it's probably about midnight or 3 o'clock in the morning right now in Turkey. Turkey makes me sleepy. What time is it in Turkey? What time is it? You're not sleepy? Oh, okay. See, a real man makes decisions and lives with the consequences. A real man accepts responsibility for his actions as well as his inactions. It's 2:30. Wow. That's really late. Thank you for viewing. A real man takes responsibility for his actions as well as his inactions. And a real man makes decisions and lives with his consequences. Okay? A real man is firm. He's not wishy-washy. He takes a stand for whatever he believes. Okay? A real man doesn't mind showing his emotions. I'm talking about a real man. A real man is the backbone of his family. I don't care if you're a teenager and your dad is divorced from your mom. You are now the man of the house. You are the backbone. You're the one that checks the alarm and locks all the doors and locks the windows and checks the tires on the car and checks the oil and makes sure your mom is okay. Okay? You know, a real man is even scared of spiders. I'm not scared of spiders, I'm scared of roaches. Okay? See, you can't be afraid to laugh and have fun, okay? See, a real man knows the difference between what's important and what's unimportant. A real man, okay? See, if your children, your sons, don't know these type of things, you should be taking notes. You make sure that they're equipped, okay? You don't want them to go out into the world, go to college, or go move into a different residence not equipped because you babied him and coddled him and breastfed him all his life. And now when he has problems, he has to run back home. He's unable to resolve issues because he hadn't been taught. A real man knows the difference between what's important and what's unimportant. Okay? A real man doesn't waste time on stupidity. Okay? He doesn't waste time. See, if you have ample time, if you have ample time, then hey, any time that you have that you enjoy, it's never wasted. It's never wasted time. If you enjoy swimming or jogging or whatever it is, that's not wasted time. That's valued time. So don't waste your time on mundane things. Just ask yourself, is this beneficial to my health, to my well-being, to my wealth? I don't think I should be drinking all the time. I don't think I should be smoking all the time. I don't think I should be sleeping around and cursing and fighting all the time. That's not beneficial to my manhood. Men don't do that. Not real men. Okay? So have your hobbies, whatever it might be. See, the purpose of your hobby is to relax. The purpose of your hobbies is to not just relax, but you need relaxation, you need recreation. You got to learn to chill. If you don't have hobbies and recreation or relaxation, you're going to take it out on your girlfriend, your wife, your children. You're going to kick the cat. You're going to run over the dog. You can't do that. You got to put that energy. You have to aim that energy. To make it productive, not detrimental. See, the purpose of your hobbies is to improve your character. Improve your character. What should I do to speaking English very, very well as American? Practice. I had a young man, he was from Russia, and he was 16, and he viewed my scopes from October until May. I believe Russia censored my scopes because I haven't seen him lately. And he told me that he would listen to my scopes and repeat every word that I would say. And his English grades increased. That's what he told me. I don't know how. as ghetto as I am, I don't even see how you understand me. But the young man, he would increase his grades by listening to my scopes, by practicing. Practice makes improvement. Practice doesn't make perfection, okay? Practice makes improvement. The more you practice, the better you become, okay? So that's why I try to articulate my words, because we're dealing with different countries. See, a real man focuses on power, money, and God, and not in that order. A real man, he has a focus. You know, the Word of God says, when I was a child, I thought as a child, I talked as a child, I acted as a child, but when I became a man, I put away childish ways, childish thinking. See, as a child, you don't have focus. You do whatever feels good, say whatever's on your mind. But when you become a man when you take on responsibility. When you respond to the best of your ability. Okay? That's when you become a man. And you focus. Okay? You focus on an objective. You have a goal in mind. Even when you meet the goal, you exceed it because you never give up on it. You always become a better man, a better. You improve your character, your personality, your English, your manners, your integrity. You continue. It never stops. Yes. Okay. See, a real man, or should I say a godly man, he doesn't focus on sex. See, if you're 40 and still just doing whatever, you out of control. Okay? See, sex, you have to understand that sex comes as a result of having power, money, and a wife. Sex comes as a result of having money, power, and your own wife. Not a jump off or a side chick or a side piece in a pepper. Okay? Talking about real men. Will God's man please stand up? Please stand up for something. They say if you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. You'll do anything. Believe anything. A real man will keep his family strong. He'll keep his family strong, and he'll also pass on traditions and the history of his ancestors. Okay? Remember, we were talking earlier, we were saying, you wonder why you are the way you are. Well, your grandfather was the same way. You look like your uncle. Okay? You guys were always smart. You were always tall or short. I think you should visit Turkey someday. To God be the glory. Thank you. And Turkey is a Muslim state to all the other viewers that are viewing. Turkey is a Muslim state. And this individual is following me. They've been following me since at least a month or two. See, I don't focus on like American viewers, because most Americans, we take for granted freedom of religion, freedom of speech, the right to vote. We take advantage of it. And then we're up in arms when there's someone in office impeding on our rights. Remember, whatever you take for granted will get taken. So never take for granted your wife, your mom, your dad, your job, your car, your house, your children, nothing. Your God. No. See, a real man knows that his children are God's gift. A real man recognizes the fact that God has gifted him with children. And he should treat them as such, even if he disciplines them from time to time. See, even God disciplines those that he loves. He corrects them. He guides them in the right direction. Okay? What do you think about that? Muslims are not terrorists. People have mistakes. They're not all terrorists. No. They aren't. I don't believe that. You know, there's an ideology, and I've read some of the Quran, and I'm not sure. See, like the Bible. With our Savior Jesus Christ, we are born again by grace. We now live under grace. But the Old Testament was under law. There were rules and regulations and traditions that we had to abide by. But now, with God sending his only Son, he decided that man would never be able to meet up to the standards. So what God did, instead of man trying to come up to God, God came down to man. Okay? So Christians live basically by the New Testament. That's Matthew, Luke, John, Mark, Romans. Okay? But I'm not sure. Maybe you could answer this question. Do Muslims live by the entire Quran? Do Muslims live by the entire Quran? Because there's some things in the Bible that we no longer abide by. Jesus fulfilled the commandments. Jesus fulfilled the scriptures. And our greatest commandment is love one for another, and to love our God with all of our heart, all of our mind, all of our soul. But there's some things in the Old Testament that were used to create order for the children of Israel, to keep them from straying away from God. Yes, Jesus was a prophet, and my belief is that he is the Son of God. Okay? See, that's the only difference between Muslim and Christianity. You believe in Mary. Mary was a virgin who gave birth to Jesus. You also believe that Jesus is coming back. You don't believe that Jesus died, but you do believe that Jesus is going to return, according to your Quran. Okay? And there's things in the Quran that there are things in the Quran that can be misunderstood or misinterpreted by different groups. And those groups can use the writings of the Quran against other people. And those people they consider infidels, people that do not believe in Allah. So that's where the conflict comes in. See, as opposed to people like us coming together for a better understanding, as opposed to staying separate, creating a wedge or prejudice, it will only create more violence. It'll create more separation. See, if we ever had the opportunity to get rid of labels, then this world would be a better place. See, everyone has to have titles. See, even, it's like the Muslim and the Jews and the Christians. But you have to understand, my friend, in Turkey, there's separation here in the United States, including black people against other black people because they're of a lighter complexion. That's called colorism. Some people are prejudiced because of age. You're 18 and you don't understand me. I'm 49. That's called ageism. Okay? There's so many prejudice. There's different colorism, yes. Colorism. There's different denominations in Christianity that causes a division. Baptist, Pentecostal, Catholic. There's so many different, right, there's so many different titles, and it's causing death and destruction. And Jesus' last prayer in the Garden of Gethsemane was that we be one, We are all the same. Exactly. And that was Jesus' last prayer. Father, I pray that they be one. One. See, as a man of God, I try to stay up on current events. I try to stay up on different religions, different cultures, because when you're a leader, you have to teach the entire flock. And I was saying the other day, a lot of leaders and teachers, managers, and parents, they assume everyone understands their teaching. So they just move on to the next lesson without asking the pupils or the students or their children or the workers, do you understand what's being taught? Do you comprehend that which is being said? No, we move on. We don't have time. We don't have time for people. One accord. Exactly. So I choose to make time because I value my time and I value your time. Okay? Do you have any other questions? Do you have any other questions? If you have any other questions, if not, then you need to get some rest. It's 3 o'clock in Turkey. Don't be sad. We are all same, black or white. It's not important. It is not. It's not important. What's important is your character. It's how you treat people. What's important is the love that you have for other people. That's all that you know, when people have funerals, when they die, the only thing that they talk about is how that person's integrity was. All they talk about is how that person was. Oh, he was a good man. They don't talk about how much money you had. They don't talk about how many cars you had, how many. Okay? So your integrity is all that you have. So you keep your name close to your heart. Okay? That's your name. That's your brand, your stamp of approval. Okay? And you own it. Yes, that's who I am. It's nice to meet you. All right? All right, guys. This is Raymantic, the thought provoker. I am God's leading man, leading you, God's man and God's woman, boldly to the throne of God, to obtain the mercies of God, all for the glory of God. You guys be blessed to bless someone else with less. I'll see you tomorrow.